Hello my friends, and welcome back to the rabbit hole, and welcome to another What's New in Skincare for the month of June 2021. It has been a busy month for my fellow skincare enthusiasts. We have a lot of news, we have celebrity brands. Somehow we don't actually have a ton of products, but I think that's a good thing overall because we have a lot to cover in the first portion of this video. In the event that you are new, we have timestamps and links to everything in the description box below, so you can skip to any product that you are interested or jump past any that you are not. But I'm thinking we should start this video out with some news. It's really strange. This news has kind of flown under the radar. I think it's just that it's been overshadowed by the release of the Selfless by Hyram brand. Pretty sure that's what's happened, but let's talk about them. So first up, in news, we have Paula's Choice was bought out by Unilever. Again, I'm surprised that there hasn't been more chatter about this because it's actually quite similar to the situation of Estee Lauder purchasing The Ordinary. One of the biggest appeals of Paula's Choice is that they are cruelty-free, whereas Unilever as a parent company is not. So again, it's that situation of, well, when a cruelty-free brand is purchased by a parent company who is not cruelty-free, is the brand still cruelty-free? And, you know, I'd say people just kind of have varying opinions on this. I'm not the one to judge in either perspective on that, but it is something worth noting, which is why I wanted to open up the video by letting you know. I do know that that will be a deal breaker for some amount of people, and I think it's important to know that. In a more exciting announcement, we have the Korean skincare brand Then I Met You is now at Cult Beauty. I actually love Cult Beauty, so I'm really excited about this. In case you aren't familiar with them, they are a European-based retailer, so you can order from them within the United States, and honestly, the shipping time isn't even that bad. But yes, you will be ordering from overseas. Of course, this is great news for any of you watching from Europe or anywhere. They do ship internationally. But the best part about Cult Beauty is that they do these giant goodie bags, and they are some of the best gifts with purchases out there. And trust me, I've had a lot of gifts with purchase. I love them. Cult Beauties are some of the best. Hopefully you all saw the skincare one that I recently posted to my Instagram if you were interested in that. That was actually a pretty low buy-in also. The buy-ins do tend to be a little higher, but again, it's worth it if you're making a big purchase. So that's basically my plan. I'm going to plan out a big purchase from this brand and do it through Cult Beauty and get myself a goodie bag at the same time. I got a whole system worked out in my head, you see. But yeah, I'm really interested in the cleansing balm in particular. I've heard so many good things about that. I'm already a huge fan of cleansing balm, so that one is certainly on my list. Now, I know that some of you clicked this video for the next section. Let's talk about these celebrity skincare brands. It's almost surreal to me, the sentence that's about to come out of my mouth. So we have brands from Trisha Paytas and Hyram. Let's just start with Trisha Paytas' brand because I think somehow it will still be easier to discuss than the latter. So I have to admit to you, I've watched more Trisha Paytas reviewws than Hyram's brand, and I still can't figure it out. It looks real, but it also kind of doesn't look real. Do you know what I mean? Have you visited the website yet? It's very, very confusing. Let me make sure I give a disclaimer that I do not know much about Trisha Paytas. I'm aware of her existence. I'm aware that she has a lot of drama around her, but I can't sit through drama videos. I can't do it, so in the event any of you want to summarize the drama in the comment section below, please feel free. I just can't comment on it. But let's just take a look at everything that's going on with this brand because I assure you it's a lot. So we have the Trisha Paytas and GSE Miracle Elixir collection, which even the name sounds like a joke, right? Like it's supposed to be funny. The picture here that is extremely edited. So you can watch a little advertisement video, which is obviously a parody of the Jessica Simpson Proactive commercial. Very obviously a parody for your advertisement for this brand. And then when you actually click on the collection, and if you decide you want to buy some of these products, you can only buy the entire collection, which is apparently $200. I cannot help but feel that for the average customer, if you're interested in a brand, you go on the website and you pick out the products that you're interested in. Do most people buy the entire collection? It feels to me like only YouTubers are out here buying the entire collection, right? And that's why I kind of am thinking, is that maybe the point of this? Is the point of this solely to appeal to YouTubers to make videos on this because she's a YouTuber? Or is this actually a serious thing? Are there actually people who are willing to just buy an entire collection and have their skincare routine figured out for them? See, I don't think it's going to appeal to skincare enthusiasts, and I don't know if her fan base is going to buy the pink packaging. Listen, y'all, I thought that I have all of my vitamins and minerals covered, but I am truly starting to think I might be deficient in irony. I'm still not done, because you can scroll down and look at the ingredients list, but you can also deduct from looking at this ingredients list that it's not complete. We have ingredients in here like collagen booster. What does that mean? You look at the sunscreen, the day cream, and it's literally nothing but filters. Well, that's impossible. You can't formulate a moisturizer that is entirely nothing but filters. So it's obviously incomplete. I watched a review of someone who bought this, and he said he didn't get the ingredients list with this. So I'm so confused. But there's another curveball to this entire collection that I actually like, and that is that Trisha actually collaborated to make this collection with a woman of color owned small business, which is pretty rad. So is the whole point of this to make you aware of her existence, of her brand? Is it all just a giant joke that ultimately gives her some publicity? And if it is, I mean, it worked. I now know who Charlotte Wilson is. I'm just so confused by this whole thing. If any of you bought this, are any of you interested in buying this, leave a comment below. Please enlighten me. Let's chat about Selfless by Hyram. I had to make myself a coffee because I know that this is going to be an intense portion of this video today. Selfless by Hyram. Every time I hear this brand name, I see my Buddhism professor in my head. Selfless by self. You still have an oxymoron. You still need to let go of the self in order to reach enlightenment. How ironic. Attachment is the root of all suffering, right? I think if it was just called Selfless without the attachment of by Hyram, a lot of us would be suffering less. See, I actually really could have gone without having a conversation at all around this brand, but I'm kind of amazed by how many of you wanted to see me talk about it. I guess you could make the argument, well, you do have a skincare channel. You probably should talk about the most subscribed to skincare channel's brand. But the thing for me about this entire brand is that it feels so strategic. It feels like it was designed in such a way that it's actually really difficult to have a balanced conversation, to actually be able to talk about both the pros and the cons of the brand. Because for once, in a sea of skincare products, this is so intrinsically tied to Hyram that it's almost as though when you review the products, you are reviewing Hyram. Here's the thing, I not only think that that's quite intentional, I also am not going to waver in my stance of always giving you pros and cons of everything that we talk about. So let's do it. Let's do it. I'm sure I will get some dislikes for doing this. I've come to realize that opinions around Hyram are very polarizing. He has some fans that love him to levels I will never be able to wrap my brain around, and he has some haters that hate him to levels that sound very exhausting to me personally. As far as the name, if you find it to be corny, rest assured, it's non-GMO corny. And that's such a good example of why I feel this is a very strategic brand. Hyram's not into clean skincare, but you know what? A lot of people are. So if you make the brand clean, more people are going to buy it. It's yet another calculated business move and why I really feel this is a strategic brand. The thing I don't know is I don't know how much of that is coming directly from the Inky list versus from Hyram. I really do get the impression that Hyram actually believes that his brand is going to change the world, save the planet. I could be mistaken on that, but I also heavily do suspect that is true. And if a company was to come along and say, oh, we could really easily convince this person that that will happen and come out with a brand with them and make millions of dollars in the process and get a lot of tax cuts, win-win. Oh, this is so hard to film, y'all. I have to say something here. I have to say this because it's actually burdened me in the past and I haven't said it before, and I think today is the day where I'm gonna say it. So what's so smart about this brand is to have this your purchase makes a difference mentality. The reality is we like stuff. Let's just be honest about that. We like buying stuff, we get an endorphin rush when we buy stuff, we like getting things, it's fun. But then you get these conflicting messages of, oh, you're buying too much and you're destroying the planet, it's your fault because you bought an extra pair of shoes. And so then you get this guilt. Well, along comes a company that says, hey, when you buy through us, you're saving the planet, man. You can't go wrong here. So hold on, you get the pleasure of buying a product and you get relieved from the guilt of buying a product. Oh my god, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. But when it comes to making changes in the world, your direct donations will always make more changes. Because again, it's just a small percentage of the profit, just the pure profit, that typically goes towards these organizations. And then of course, the corporation selling the products does get tax breaks. I'm also just going to be honest with you, and again, I know I'm going to get so much hate, but I'm going to be honest with you that I don't necessarily love the approach of this. I don't love seeing all of the pictures of African children driving the sales of these products. I don't love it. I thought we were past all of this. I thought Hyram made a video about being past all of this. And it does sell. Again, it's strategic. But ultimately, if the problem that you see in the world is wealth inequality, which I feel like that's what we're suggesting by saying we're going to donate water to people who do not have clean drinking water, right? Wealth inequality. If we want to correct that problem, is the real solution to give your money to very wealthy individuals and corporations so they can redistribute that wealth, or should we perhaps do it ourselves? And you know, that's ultimately why, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually like Trisha Paytas' approach better. She actually is on the right track more in terms of collaborating with a woman of color owned small business. I would have loved to see Selfless by Hyram kind of do something like that. It's Hyram and the Inky List redistributing. Is their heart in the right place? Hey, you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But it's hard to really know that. It's hard to really know that. What else did I want to cover with this brand? Oh, the packaging. So I know a lot of people had some very mixed emotions about Hyram coming out with plastic packaging for his brand, as in the past he's been a pretty big proponent of using glass packaging, especially when he worked for Youth to the People, right? Here's the thing. I always hear arguments for plastic or for glass, but it's another situation where ultimately it depends. That's it. It's very simple. The reason for this is because if you are only able to throw products away, if you put glass and plastic into a landfill, the glass actually takes longer to degrade. And not only that, but while that glass is trapped in that landfill, if we do need more glass, we will have to pull it from the sand, taking more from our natural resources. So if that's the case, you know, I think it's really more of a commentary on the problems of our current structure. Recycling accessibility needs to be more prominent. And this is the kind of thing that I'm tired of being placed on the customer. It's time for corporations to get together and say, what do we do to make recycling more accessible? So ultimately, yeah, no, I do think glass is better, but there are exceptions to that statement. Okay, let's take a look at the products. So we have the complete set, the double impact set. Do you get two? Do you get two for the price of one? Too hard to choose, don't worry, we've got you. With each one purchased, we will match the donation. Okay, let's move on. The Retinol and Rainbow Algae Repair Serum. Your impact. Through our partnership with Rainforest, trust every serum purchased helps to fight climate change. I really wish they would at least tell us the percentages, but let's look at the product itself. 2% encapsulated retinol, 0.2% retinol, that's a beginner level. 1.5% rainbow algae complex, 0.15% rainbow algae extract. There isn't a ton of research around that specific algae, but algae in general, obviously I'm a fan, so yeah, that's a nice touch. 2% tranexamic acid, a great ingredient, that's a good level for it also, and 4% squalene. I mean, it sounds kind of, see the thing is it sounds kind of basic for that $30 price tag compared to some of the other options on the market, but overall it's fragrance free, it looks non-irritating, no essential oils. I'm sure it'll be a nice product, especially if you do have more sensitive skin. Salicylic acid and sea kelp pore clearing and oil control serum, $24 for this one. 0.5% salicylic, that's a little low, but that can be useful for day-to-day use. 5% niacinamide, actually happy to see that that is at the level that matches the literature. 2% succinic acid, that's a favorite of the Inky list. The research on that ingredient is pretty minimal right now. Doesn't mean that it won't come in the future, just does mean it's fairly minimal for now. 0.99% sea kelp. Should we continue to go through this? I kind of don't want to. Let's not. There's a couple more products, but I feel like what I'm going to have to say about them is just, it looks fine. If the price tag doesn't bother you, go for it. But just know that if you really want to support these causes, you can also do it yourself and you can get the tax break. Well, maybe. I donated my car last year. I was supposed to get a nice tax break from that, but I didn't make enough money to itemize, so I didn't get any tax break whatsoever. Anyway, that's a long story. Let's move on. What do you say? Well, we can finally move on to talking about product releases. So I have one here that is super exciting. Hold on, I gotta tell you the story. So when I was on vacation, I saw that e.l.f. released the Acne Putty Primer, and see, the previous week I had filmed the haul you saw on Monday where I was saying, don't buy the Physicians Formula one, the e.l.f. one is fine. To make an acne version was just absolutely next level for me. I almost bought it. The only reason I didn't is because we were still traveling. Then I got home and this box was at my doorstep. So thank you, e.l.f. I don't even know how you got my address, but thank you. So here it is, the Acne Fighting Putty Primer. It is a green color, which is fantastic if you have a lot of redness. That will give you some slight color correcting, not to the level of a green color corrector. It's much more slight. But honestly, it's probably better. Trust me, I've overdone green color correctors in the past. Trust me, this is probably better. They also have a putty primer applicator. This is something I probably wouldn't have purchased. I did try it though, and I understand it now. So since I had nails for a week, I came to a real revelation, and that is, if you have long nails, you can't stick your fingers in products. So it's actually nice. You scoop the product out, apply it to your face, and then brush it in. Yeah, it's actually nice if you do need that. Otherwise, I just like to have clean hands and stick my fingers in there and then tap it into my cheeks exactly like I showed you in Monday's video. As for ingredients, it has 1.8% salicylic acid, which I would say is a great level. Really happy to see that. It's dimethicone based. It is of course a primer, so that's actually a really good silicone ingredient for a primer in my opinion. I actually like dimethicone based primers. They're great for tapping into your pores. No added fragrance, has some zinc in here. That's good to pair with the salicylic acid. Yeah, overall, I'm really excited to try this. I am breaking out because we traveled. Please tell me I'm not alone. Any time I travel, I break out. It does not matter my skincare routine. It does not matter how diligent I am on the trip, every single time. And I break out a lot too. So I will go ahead and try this out. I've only been using the kind of lower salicylic percentage product from Geek and Gorgeous, so hopefully this helps me to clear up my skin as quickly as possible. I'll let you know. I know the Physicians Formula stuff has to feel like a running joke at this point. It really does if you see my last two videos. But yes, I made another Physicians Formula purchase of the Essence of Healthy Toner and Setting Spray, and actually not from CVS. I had to order this from their website, but let me tell you why I was so absurdly excited about this and just absolutely had to have it. I know I mentioned that I wanted to try the Drunk Elephant Essence Spray. When I saw the ingredients to this, when I saw it's 95% galactomyces ferment, I thought, oh my gosh, it's an essence in a spray format. And y'all, the ingredients list on this looks absolutely amazing. Galactomyces ferment filtrate, glycerin, niacinamide, bacillus folic acid, ferment hyaluronic acid, ascorbic acid, glucosamine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 peptides in here, and that's it. That's Physicians Formula, the brand that makes the butter products that are so scented, came out with a fully unscented, amazing Galactomyces toner. There's two things I don't like about this, though. There are two things I don't love. First of all, it is completely fragrance-free, which, of course, as some of you know, means it's kind of stinky. It's not a great smell. And then also, and this was such a bummer to me, this is glass packaging, but it's that same problem that I've talked about with Physicians Formula in the past, where you cannot get the plastic portions off. Which means you can't recycle the glass. Come on, Physicians Formula, come on, you gotta do better than this. Or I've got to seriously figure out a way to break these products apart. Do you think heat might work? Would it? This is something where if I could figure that out, this actually has a lot of potential for me. Now, granted, I haven't used a ton of this yet. Please know that this is all basically first or second impressions type of situations. I don't want you to think that this is a full review, but I was excited enough about this to buy it, you know? I actually have a product from Pixi I want to talk about. This is their new DetoxifEYE serum, which I also hate the name of. Look, I hate names of things sometimes. I hate my own name sometimes. What are you going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? This actually looks really nice to me. So it's nice to see a more drugstore, Pixi's kind of in between on being drugstore, but more affordable eye serum. You know, the thing about eye cream and eye serum is that the vast majority of people are just fine with taking their serums and their moisturizers around their eye area, but there's always exceptions to every rule. Some people find that that doesn't work for them. They may end up with milia or sensitivity. And so it's so nice to actually see a serum at these much more affordable prices, and it looks like it has another just absolutely amazing formula. We have a base of chamomile flower water. We have arginine, caffeine, cucumber extract, licorice extract, which could aid in brightening the under eye area. We have quite a few different peptides in here, no essential oils, no added fragrance. It looks nice. Easy to use precision applicator. So it looks like it's not a roller ball. That's some good news for me personally. Yeah, honestly, it does look nice. And then they have another addition to their Clarity line. I actually really like Pixi's Clarity line. I'll link you my video if you want to see more about that. But this is the Clarity Acid Peel. Potent blend of AHA and BHA helps to promote a clearer, healthier complexion. What's the price on this one? $24. Oh, but it's 2.7 fluid ounces. That's actually a really nice size on that one. It's a base of witch hazel water, which not everybody likes, but I have absolutely talked to some people who say that ingredient works well for them. We have willow bark extract, we have lactobacillus and lactococcus ferment and bifida ferment in here, salicylic acid, lactic, glycolic. And again, I'm telling you, Pixi's new direction is fragrance-free. Yeah, no added fragrance, no essential oils. I would love to see Pixi level up and start disclosing percentages. I think it's something they should do to stay more competitive. We'll see if that happens. We'll see. So let's actually do this next. It's so funny. I feel like Mad Hippie is kind of more mid-range, but nonetheless, their prices are kind of also the same as Pixi, which is sold at Target. I feel like pricing is just all over the place right now. Anyway, what do I have in my hand here? This is the Mad Hippie Sheer Mineral Sun Spray 25 SPF Zinc Oxide Sunscreen with Calendula, Echinacea, and Astaxanthin. 14% non-nano zinc oxide, and it is a spray sunscreen. So one thing you really need to know about this is the Ulta website is slacking on letting you know that you can use this on your face, but there's something really important you need to know with that, and that is you will need to spray this into your hand. Also, I know there's a bad review of this on Ulta. I did my best. I put up my review. I actually like it. I think what happened with that reviewer, because it is a spray sunscreen, it is easy to under apply. You got to make sure you're still applying the full 2-finger length of sunscreen, and it's much harder in a formula where when you spray it into your hands, it's very liquidy. But here's what I like about this. I bought this because one of you told me you were looking for a spray mineral sunscreen, and that is this. That is exactly what you get with this. It is fragrance-free with no added essential oils or potential irritants, really. So I do think it'll be perfect for people with more sensitive skin types, and in particular, I think it's wonderful for retouching. Not for beach retouching. 25 SPF is not enough for at the beach or for prolonged outside exposure, but you know, if you're just looking for a sunscreen to reapply in the evening, this is so nice for that, and because it's so liquidy, it's actually really easy to just tap it over your makeup. So thank you to the person who told me you were looking for a spray mineral sunscreen. I really wasn't. I was just going to keep reapplying my sunscreen as per usual, but this is actually really easy to use, probably the easiest way to reapply your sunscreen that I've come across. One thing on this smell, I wanted to make sure I address this. So they say they don't have any kind of propellants in here, which is good if you're looking for more clean products. It's good in general, really. But it's so funny. I had Ara smell all of my sunscreens, and she thinks this smells like propellant, and I kind of agree. It somehow still smells like propellant. Faintly. It's very faint, and it's something that I wouldn't have noticed without her input. By the way, if you want the full list of what Ara's Nose thought of every sunscreen in my collection, let me know. I'll happily share that with you. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm tripping on my words here. The Hyram portion of this video took a lot out of me. But yeah, I really like it. Minimal white cast, most likely because an SPF of 25 is going to give you way less white cast than an SPF of 50. SPF of 30 is going to be a little bit more. I typically like that range just because I'm not in the sun that much. I'm really not. That's a good indoor level for me, just to be, you know, around the one window in our entire apartment. New in Korean skincare. Oh my goodness, I want this one so badly. The Beauty of Joseon Glow Deep Serum with rice and arbutin, $17 an ounce. At retail, you know eventually Yesstyle and other companies will have it for, what $11, $12? A lightweight hydrating serum enriched with hanbang ingredients for skin brightening and anti-pigmentation. Rice bran water at 68%, arbutin at 2%. I do wish they would disclose what type of arbutin. There's alpha arbutin and beta arbutin. Most of the research is on alpha arbutin. But it looks like a very soothing formula. And again, you know I say this in every video where we talk about Korean beauty products, but Korean beauty products are so excellent for soothing purposes. I'm really amazed at how much they managed to cram into this. You know, arbutin, panthenol, all kinds of hydrating ingredients, jojoba esters. I'm sure you all know by now that Beauty of Joseon is one of my absolute favorite Korean brands. I'll link you my video if you're interested in more information on that. But yeah, absolutely. Oh, I want this so badly. And then new from Purito, we have the AHA BHA Refreshing Solution, which looks like it is roughly $20. I'm looking at it on the Yesstyle website right now. By the way, code RABBITHOLE for your discount. That is an affiliate code. I'm really intrigued by this one. So they have willow bark water, butylene glycol, dipropylene glycol, 7% glycolic, and then 2% salicylic acid. That's really fascinating to me because I've read that the limit in Korea on salicylic acid is 0.5%. So I'm not actually entirely sure how they got around that, unless they are only shipping outside of the country perhaps, or perhaps because they don't make any acne claims. Maybe it's the same in the United States. We recently figured this out together as a team. So basically, in the US, you can only have up to 2% salicylic in an acne product, but you can sell a product at more than that. You just can't call it an acne treatment. This does look interesting to me though. Of course, it is fragrance-free and essential oil-free, and I wonder how having it in a base of willow bark water impacts the product. I like willow bark water. I see it as much more of an anti-inflammatory ingredient than as an exfoliating ingredient, but that could really pair well with those AHA and BHA ingredients. This could potentially be a very effective product. Let's finally move into the high-end section of this video. I did get this product in PR. This is the Skinfix Resurface AHA BHA Enzyme Exfoliating Pads. This was really exciting to me. You all saw my body care video. Most likely we'll link that as well if you missed that. This is a product that's made for the face and body. It has 10% AHA, 2% of that salicylic, again, another completely fragrance-free and essential oil-free product. It sounded absolutely wonderful in theory. Oh, I'm still going to get kicked off every PR list in existence. Please subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends so I can continue to afford to buy products once I'm kicked off everything. I don't love these because they're just simply too dry. Potentially it's just the one that I got, I guess, but they're just so dry that it feels like you're not getting a lot of liquid. So especially if you are using these on your body, I feel like you may have to use at least more than one. I've really liked everything else I've tried from the Skinfix brand, so this does kind of stand out as a bit surprising to me. So hopefully it's something where in the future people will comment on this video and say, what is she talking about? They're not dry at all. But for now, that's been my experience, and I did notice a few other people saying this in the reviews. But we'll see. It's a really good idea in theory. Again, AHA on the body, man, I'm telling you, that is going to be the future. It makes such a change. And speaking of body products, just while we're here and really quickly, Farmacy has released the Honeymoon Glow Body 12% AHA BHA Resurfacing Body Serum, $40 for 4.7 ounces. See, I'm feeling like this is probably a better choice than the Skinfix product because you know how much of that product that you're getting, and again, that's a really good ratio. Farmacy has started to disclose their percentages, and you know I appreciate it. You know I do. 10% lactic acid, 2% salicylic acid, high in shea butter, so it's probably quite hydrating, propolis, honey, royal jelly, some of my absolute favorite anti-inflammatory ingredients, turmeric as well. And one more product for today's video. I want to talk about this Dermalogica Smart Response Serum. This is $135 for an ounce. See, this is why I can't come too hard for Hyram's prices, is because you've still got brands producing these $135 serums. Let's see what they say about this one. Dermalogica Smart Response Serum detects what the human eye cannot see by reading the skin's microsignals and responding proactively. Stopping skin damage before it's visible. Isn't that what sunscreen is for? By addressing skin's needs in real time, it delivers a personalized response with every use for healthier looking skin. Y'all, that is a lot of claims in here. It's a lot of claims, and kind of like we talked about with the I'm From Pear line, they've got some claims in here of cherry reducing skin inflammation. There's not a lot of research into that. I just really don't know what you're paying $135 for in this serum. I mean, I'm sure it's nice. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it went through their own testing and people liked it, but this is a very expensive product with some very wild claims. And it's Dermalogica, and they've gone back to their old ways. They've gone back to them, y'all. We've got bergamot extract in here. We've got orange peel oil. We've got geranium. Yeah, it's another scented product for $135. You know, $135. I'm going to close out the video by telling you, I think the funny thing about where we are as a skincare community at this point is something like that. Actually, we've had a ton of products like that in the past. We've always had companies claiming they have the absolute latest science and you should pay well over $100 for an ounce of their kind of pseudoscience-y sounding claims. I will say, for as much minuscule drama as comes up in the skincare community, I still ultimately appreciate the impact that YouTube has had on the way that we view skincare as a whole. Because of social media and because of being able to share our experiences and our honest thoughts about products, to be able to discuss how products work and what the research says about them, I really do think that, you know, we've become smarter customers because of it. We've become much more savvy about claims, savvy about ingredients. I appreciate that most likely the majority of us will look at this $135 serum and say, haha, no thank you, instead of, geez, it must be nice to be able to be rich and afford products that would keep you looking 20 forever. No, we all know at this point that's not the reality for anybody. So, you know, save your coin. Buy the Beauty of Joseon serum for $17 instead. Because really the most important things with skincare is finding the ingredients that work for you, being consistent with your routine, and wearing your sunscreen every day. Okay, that's all I've got for this video. I hope it wasn't too dramatic of a video. Hopefully. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did find today's video helpful, please make sure to do me a favor and hit that like button. And make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you all next time.